Hi, winners! Look, welcome to Terry's Tips, guys. Get a notebook, get a pen. I'm going to help you get out of debt. Okay, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips, really 5 steps to help you get out of debt. I'm going to give you a bunch of nuggets in between. Okay, this is the video you want to watch, rewatch, and share. Okay, and first let me just say, stop saying that it's impossible to get out of debt and this is going to be hard. If you say it's going to be hard and that it's impossible, then it will be. But I'm going to tell you how you can do this in literally like a good 1 to 3 to 5 years max. Write that down right there. This is going to take you 1 to 5 years max, okay? And I know you're like, well, this is the credit channel. Like, you are about getting into debt. No, this is the wealth building channel. And the goal is to leverage your personal and business credit to build wealth, okay? So step number 1, we're going to jump right in and I'll do my nugget at the end. Okay, guys, so step number 1 is to get organized. And I mean it. You need to know who do you owe and how much do you owe them. Write that down, guys. And sometimes you may need to actually pull your credit reports from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. I recommend my FICO or Credit Check Total, or for this task, because it's about actually getting out of debt, you guys can go to annualcreditreport.com. I'll put the links in the description. I'll also pin it in the copy where you can get a free, how much does it cost, Terry? Free copy of your reports from all 3 credit bureaus, and we'll also give you the names of the companies you owe, their addresses and their phone numbers, and your payment history for the entire time that you've had the account with them. It will be the most comprehensive report you've ever had in your life. It's your consumer disclosure copy, okay? And then there are also debts that are not on your credit report, like your cell phone, like your auto insurance, like how much you spend on your groceries or your hair or your haircuts for the gentleman, right? So get copies of your reports from all 3 bureaus, and then also look at maybe like the last 90 days of your bank statements if you're unsure of where you actually spend your extra money, and get organized. Who do you owe and how much do you owe them? Everything, okay? Get organized. Now, step number 2 is to create a strategy. Now, there's 2 strategies I'm going to outline for you. I'm not going to give them any kind of special name, right? But pick a strategy for getting out of debt and stop listening to 10 million, 20 million, 50 million people. You'll be confused. 2 main strategies. Once you have a list of all of your debts, then you're either going to, sometimes people pick a strategy where they kind of tackle the debts with the highest interest rate first. So let's say you have 3 credit cards, and one has an interest rate of 30%, one has an interest rate of 20%, and one has an interest rate of 10%. Some people say, okay, I'm going to make a list of all of my debts, and I'm going to be more aggressive and focus on the debts with the highest interest rate first. That's one strategy. Or the second strategy is some people make a list of all their debts, which you're going to do in writing, not on your phone, like actually write it down somewhere, whiteboard, wherever you need to do it, right? And they tackle the smallest debt first, right? Regardless of the interest rate. So let me use that same example. You have 3 credit cards. Let's say one has a balance of $10,000, one has a balance of $5,000, and one has a balance of $1,000. Well, some people will say, regardless of the interest rate, I'm going to tackle the debts with the smallest balance first. I'm going to knock out the $1,000 card. Then I'm going to knock out the $5,000 card. Guys, neither strategy is better or worse than the other. It's supposed to be customized to you. This is a wealth building channel. The goal is to create momentum. The goal is to start actually having putting a dent in it. The goal is for you to pick something that works for you so that you stick to it. Come on, somebody, and pause. Time for your first nugget. Let me just say that while you're building wealth and while you're doing all of these things, let's say you have got infinite banking, you've done all these, you've got these great insurance policies, you've done all this wealth building, and let's say you're leaving your family with a $500,000 insurance policy to kind of secure everything you've done, but your debt, because you've been building wealth, getting into debt, and not focusing on kind of getting out of debt, and you've just been getting a bunch of credit and just been kind of over leveraged, you're leaving them with $499,000 worth of debt. $500,000 insurance policy, but if something happens to you tomorrow, God forbid, we're gonna speak the blood of you because nothing's happening to you anytime soon, right? Then and you're leaving them with $499,000 worth of debt. Well, all you did was leave them with $1,000. That did not make any sense. So guys, the goal is to leverage your credit to build wealth, and you're going to write this down. Pay it from the profits. Pay it from the profits. as you guys are getting extra profits and you're building your wealth and you're building your empire, don't forget to start knocking off some of this debt, because that's how you truly become financially free and financially literate. Let me give you another example right here. Mind you guys, because I am a credit channel, you guys need to hear this from me, because this is a wealth building ministry. That nothing I say is fluff. Let me give you another example. Some people will do a HELOC, right? Let's say you have a HELOC is when you buy a property, you own it, and you end up having equity in the property. Let's say you bought the property for $100,000. The property is now worth $200,000. You have $100,000 worth of equity in that property. Let's say you do a home equity line of credit. That's where you pull money out, pull money out of the bricks, right? And let's say you pull out $50,000. Some people would just pay off debt with that $50,000. Big no. No, but you're like, why? No, all you did was move the money around. All you did was move the debt around. You paid off credit cards, but you took out a HELOC. You have to pay your HELOC back. All you did was move money around. You did not get out of debt. A better option, a better idea, what I want you wealth warriors to always be thinking about, and I'm teaching on this video, okay, is to putting your money into something that's going to be income producing. So let's say you took that same $50,000 out and you made, one option is use $50,000 to pay off a bunch of credit cards. Now all you really did is just pay off some credit cards, but now you still owe the HELOC. So you did not grow or invest the money. But let's say you take that $50,000 and let's say you put it down on one or maybe two, honestly, $25,000 on 2 triplexes. What is a triplex? A triplex is a 3-unit building. Let's say for example, let's say you buy one triplex, and let's say the mortgage on that triplex is $2,000. But because you are renting it out, 3 units you're renting out, that triplex is bringing you in $4,000 a month. So now you have the money to pay the mortgage and pay everything back, plus you have a surplus. Come on, somebody, right? Let's say even like the HELOC. Let's say the HELOC is an extra $500 or $1,000. You still have the money to pay the mortgage back, to pay the HELOC back, and you have an extra $1,000 a month that you're then doing what? Paying off your debt. And then guess what the best part is? Guess what the best part is? Once you pay off your debt, that actual triplex is still going to keep on paying you $4,000 a month. So you pay off the HELOC, you pay off the mortgage, you pay off your debt, and your triplex is still going to keep on bringing you $4,000 a month. That's how you truly create wealth, is by putting things into income producing assets. Oh no, my bracelet's about to come off. It's like one of my favorite bracelets. Okay, I'm not redoing the video. All right, so get organized, pick a strategy. Step number 3 is to negotiate some of your current debts. Guys, it actually works. Let me give you an example for lower interest rates. So let me go back to credit card debt, right? Because there's all this strategies, all this research about there being, America is being in so much credit card debt, right? Let's say you had 3 credit cards and one is, at 25%, one's at 20%, and one's at 18%. And you've had the cards for like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. You've always paid them on time. They might be maxed out, but you've paid them one time and you've had them for years. Guys, you can actually call them and say, hey, I would like to know if I'm eligible for a lower interest rate. You'd be surprised how many times they're like, oh yes, you can. Or this other program going on, or we can waive your annual fee, or we can waive your monthly fees. You would be surprised how by just picking up the phone, you can negotiate. Let's say they go, well, all right, we can't make it down to 10%, but we can make it from 20%. We can lower your interest rate to 15%. You've been a customer with us for 5 years. Guys, just lowering the interest rates on some of your debts is literally going to save you thousands and help you get out of debt faster. So you owe 10 credit cards, or let's say you owe 5 credit cards and 5 loans. Monday, you're calling one company. Tuesday, you're calling the next company. Thursday, you're calling the next company, right? Make a plan. Call one company a day, one company every other day. Maybe you're carving out an hour on Saturday. Guys, I'm gonna give you real tangible things that you can do. Carving out an hour on Saturday and you're making your phone calls, but negotiate your debts. If you have 15 debts and 5 of them do something, that's going to save you thousands. So step number 3 is negotiate debts, okay? Now, step number 4 is to keep your credit intact and put your bills on auto pay. We're still building wealth. And my thing is still leveraging your credit to build wealth, to add income streams. nugget here. There's 3 videos that I want everybody who's watching this video to watch. I'll put them in the description and in the comments. You want to watch how to make passive income in 2023, where I outline tons of ways to make extra income, and I put the links to the links in the description of the video of places that will help you, like places you can start businesses. You also want to watch how to start a business or relaunch a business, where I give you a bunch of ways how to grow your current brand, grow your current side hustle, start a business or relaunch a business. And then you also want to watch the third one, a masterclass replay I did on how to make $100,000 online, because your goal is to decrease expenses and increase income, right? So in this part, you want to keep your credit intact so you can what? Leverage your personal credit and build business credit. Come on, somebody, for your income producing assets. So put all your bills on auto pay. That means for all of your credit cards, at the very least, guys, put the minimum payment on auto pay. And another strategy, another tip right here is sometimes you can just double your payment, your minimum payments. Not charging it up anymore, right? But let's say your minimum payment is $50 a month. Maybe your debt strategy is every month you're just doubling that. You're paying $100 and you're not charging it anymore. We're not closing it. We're not closing it. You haven't built your whole empire yet, so you still need your credit score intact, but you can make it a zero balance, and you can keep it open with a zero balance for revolving credit cards, for revolving corporate cards, for revolving secured cards, for lines of credit. You're not closing them because you still need to build your score. Come on, somebody. I told you I was going to be real here, okay? So step number 4 was to keep your credit intact and to put your bills on auto pay. And step number 5 is to create a budget. Actually commit to it and stick to it, and to revisit it every 90 days, every quarter. Now pause. One more nugget right here, right? Another nugget right here is, guys, for your mortgage, there's all this research that shows that if you just pay 1 extra mortgage payment a year, you can literally cut your mortgage like in half, make it from like 30 years, like 15 years. So guys, you can commit. That's a hack. I have a mortgage. I'm just going to pay 1 extra mortgage payment a year. Watch how much money it saves you. And you're always putting your money on your principal. For installment credit, you're paying the principal down and knock out that debt a lot faster. Remember, there's debt strategies and credit strategies. And this video is talking about how to get out of debt quickly. So creating a budget where you're going to decrease expenses. Do you have to get your hair done every week, or can you get it done every other week? You know, do you need Netflix and Stars, or can you live on just having Netflix? You know, what subscriptions do you have, guys? That's another nugget right there. What are you paying for monthly? You got credit monitoring from 3 different places, Identity IQ and some other places. Do you really need all that when your credit card monitors your credit score for free? Come on, somebody. So review all of your subscriptions too, and what can you knock out? What don't you need? Are you going to do Uber Eats every single day? Are you going to start cooking? Come on, somebody, right? Meal prepping. Can you sacrifice in a season to get what you want for a lifetime? And what I want you to understand is it's temporary. Look, somebody say temporary. It's temporary. You're going to make some adjustments to your life temporary for a little short period of time so you can what? Build wealth. Let's say you like to go to concerts. Well, can you go to 3 concerts a year instead of 5? You want to go see Beyonce. Can you get the nosebleed seats this time and sacrifice? So you're still going to be in the building, but you're not spending $3,000. Come on, somebody, okay? So create a budget and stick to it, okay? Where are you going to increase income and decrease expenses, all right? So let's recap. So step number 1 was to organize. Step number 2 was to pick a strategy. Step number 3 was to negotiate. Step number 4 was to keep your credit intact. Look, I'm sorry, y'all. To keep your credit intact and to put your things on auto pay. And step number 5 was to actually budget. I gave you nuggets all in between in 3 videos that you're going to watch to help you with this. And for my nugget, guys, there's power of life and death in your tongue. I need you to remember, stop saying I've always been met with money. Stop saying I've always attracted toxic men. Stop saying I'll never be a millionaire. I'll never buy a house. This is so frustrating. I'm so overwhelmed. If this is going to take forever. If you say that, you say I'm never going to buy a house, you won't buy a house. If you say I always attract toxic men or I always attract toxic women, you're always going to attract that. If you say this is so hard and it's going to take forever, it's going to take forever. I need you to change your language about your life. Change your language about your destiny, about your calling, about what you're doing and why you're doing it. I am so happy and grateful to be out of debt. I'm so happy and grateful to have an 800 credit score. I'm so happy and grateful to have a loving, healthy relationship. I'm so happy and grateful that I attract, come on somebody, happy, healthy, whole men and women. I'm so happy and grateful to be self-employed. I'm so happy and grateful to be, to have great money management, because I need you to speak that thing out of your mouth. I'm so happy and grateful to be a philanthropist, to be a multimillionaire, to be a change agent, to be an author, to be healthy, to be free, to be happy. Come on, somebody. Speak it over yourself, because what you say out of your mouth, especially to yourself, is true. So change your language. You will do this. It will be easy. And then you're going to show everybody else how to do it as well, because you are the change agent in your family. You are called. You are chosen. It is your destiny, and you will do it, and you will do it with ease. Amen. All right, y'all. I hope that was helpful. Have a super amazing night on purpose.